Unfortunately, Shades is not able to join us today. You know, I went on that vacation with him, boss. I haven't seen him since.
This is what you gotta expect from Shades.
He just kept talking to himself for some reason.
It is my first time reading it.
What do you think about Stan's work here?
Of all the issues we've read so far, this has to be my favorite one. He's definitely fleshing out how they work with their powers, so I definitely enjoy that.
I love the characterization of Thing. He's spoiling for a fight with the Hulk the entire time. Johnny being a pesky, bratty kid while waiting for General Thunderbolt Ross to tell them what's going on. Reed had that detective flair where he was, are you sure this is the Hulk? Sue also got a chance to be heroic, knocking the mega laser gun thing out of Carl Cort's hands, so he wasn't able to hit Thing with it. This is a Hulk that's very different from any Hulk afterwards. This is the way the Hulk was in his 6-issue series. The Hulk here is intelligent. Banner has to actually change himself back and forth using a machine. It took away from some of the spontaneity of the change. The first couple issues of Hulk's own series, he changed because of the moon, like a werewolf. But later, he changes because he gets angry. That gave us a better tension point for Banner.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off too. But seeing the Hulk just speaking normally, planning out what he's doing as he's fighting the Thing, it gives me like new Hulk vibes.
There's a lot to love of Kirby's artwork here. The shots, when Thing is on the Sky Cycle, the Wrecker's little robot hand comes up and destroys the rail, and then he gets thrown in the air and Johnny has to save him, and then you have the down shot of him landing on Reed, the trampoline. All the fight scene stuff between him and the Hulk was fantastic. My favorite shot is him and Hulk colliding with each other. The use of the trip kit and turning into Hulk was great.
There was a lot of art pieces that I seen, and I was like, wow, this is like just a really nice picture. I think my favorite one has to be where they're all in that one little tiny frame. The Hulk trying to hold the building to throw at Thing, and then you have the Thing climbing out of the hole, the torch flying around, and Reed trying to
Hulk was slapping him.
Was he?
Yeah, Reed is out, he's extended out, and then Hulk is backhanding him.
Oh, so he's like going like that, trying to hold the building also?
Right. And he's holding the building with one hand and smacking Reed upside the head with the other.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's my favorite scene because they have like all the background. I always love those scenes where it's all the heroes or all the people in one big spot, and it's a nice scene.
His artwork for the Fantastic Four themselves has gotten a lot better. Of course, he was always good with Reed. Thing now looks way more rocky. He looks more like the Thing we're used to. His eyebrow's not prominent enough yet, but it'll get there. Johnny has a face. He doesn't have just that flame shield.
The Hulk, he looks kind of like Frankenstein, almost. It looks exactly like Frankenstein, his face.
You've hit it. That's what he was based on, yes.
Yeah.
Hulk was a cross between the Frankenstein monster and a werewolf or a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde character.
And that's where they came up with the moon thing?
The look of the monster is clearly influenced by Karloff's Frankenstein. Point. Now, later on, Hulk will change, but right now he's got a flat head. He had the protruding brow, just like you're talking about.
Even that drawing where they show him transforming, I think that looks almost, if not like exactly drawn of the actual Frankenstein picture. Like just that most general Frankenstein picture. It's uncanny.
We saw some new uses for the powers. The Human Torch picked up a wallet with a flaming lasso.
And as he said, without singeing it.
Of course, that wallet is what proved that Carl Cort was the villain and not the Hulk.
The characterization is coming along. You have more personality within the Thing and then also within the Torch. Because I feel like you don't really get too much that the Torch is a kid almost. He's the youngest out of all of them. You don't really get that too often. But when he does show that, it's a funny little thing.
Reed became a trampoline when Thing was falling out of the sky, and he saved Thing, bounced him. When he was discussing how he would capture the Hulk, he talked about stretching out to become the roof of a room, then dropping on Hulk as like a net.
Like a tarp, like a net to get him over. I'm not sure what he was thinking with that whole bedsheet thing. The Hulk would just boom and then break out.
Right, I think the Hulk would have ripped him if he'd have done that.
Probably.
When we get to the battle between the Fantastic Four and the Hulk, what did you think about that?
Out of all the fights so far also, I think this has to be my favorite. I genuinely enjoyed the fact that it was mainly just the Thing and the Hulk fighting it out and kind of going both blow for blow. I do like that the Fantastic Four were coming in to help whenever they could, the rest of them. That power that the Hulk has compared to the power with the Thing has, I think that's just a fantastic addition.
I love this battle. I love the artwork on it. I like Thing knocking Hulk into a wall. I love the trip kit scenes, like the scene when Johnny's flying at him, and then he does his thunderclap, and then the next thing you see is 3 of the Fantastic Four out of it because of the sonic blast. Johnny is still flamed on, which shows it wasn't the wind, it was the sonics that took him out. When they first met, you saw Hulk come around the corner, slug the thing goes flying off, you know? It was brilliant. What did you think about this as a beginning to Hulk being kind of a side character of the Fantastic Four?
I think it's a great introduction, honestly. They gave me how his powers work, what he can do, what he's capable of, everything that needed to be done for an introduction story for a new person or a new hero. Great stuff.
The Hulk was framed. We are still going to use a yay or nay villain on him, and then we will deal with the actual villain of the book. This particular version is not my favorite version of Hulk, but he worked really well for this story, in my opinion. We don't have Shades to be wrong, because he told me about having to take a vacation from his vacation. I don't know why.
It's like a home away from home, you know?
Exactly. What do you say on Hulk, yay or nay?
I give this a big ol' yay.
Yeah. Well, here we come to the final thing, the actual villain of the piece. Now, we didn't get to know this guy very well, and I don't think he ever shows up again. His name is Carl Cort. Carl Cort is a communist spy who has a super weapon robot that Thing dispatches with one punch because he was ticked off that he stole his
knockout.
He had been sabotaging things on the army base, and that's why General Thunderbolt Ross thought that it was the Hulk. He's not the most careful of villains, because Reed figured out that if this was the Hulk, it wouldn't have been broken from the inside, it had been broken from the outside. Then you had the situation where he also left his wallet lying around for the Torch to pick up, which had his commie card in it.
That's like keeping your social security in your wallet. You don't do that.
Yes, and his was probably red. Carl Cort, yay or nay?
I have to give him a nay. You can't leave your social security in your wallet. Come on, man.
I think out of all the villains that we've seen at this point, he is by far and away the lamest.
Yeah. So far, F tier.
And so far, F tier, exactly. I believe Shades, who was usually wrong about these things, would probably have been wrong on this too, and he probably would have liked Carl Cort. Next time, we'll be doing another Fantastic Four radio show. Until then, be fantastic.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, spins a web